That was good. Drake, you know all these people? Drake, you know all these people? Hey, Drake, how come you didn't sack him with the ball in his hand? How come you didn't sack him with the ball in his hand? He was scared. So he
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Tunnel Vision. We had some commentary during our intro, which is great. We're going to do a unique one here. This isn't live. We're doing a taped version of Tunnel Vision. First time we've ever done this. And we got 3 guests on all at once. So we got Dennis Jackson, defensive line coach over at Korey Centennial. What's up, Dennis? How you doing?
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Not too much. Thanks for coming on. So you watch Tunnel Vision, it sounds like. You know the intro.
Yeah.
Nice. So follow him on Twitter at DennisRay73. We also have Drake Jackson, who happens to be his son, the 99 athlete. What's up, Drake? How are you?
How you doing? I'm doing well.
Doing all right? Yeah, hopefully the audio stuff's going okay. And we also have another Korey Centennial star, Korey Foreman, the #1 player in the country, if you like those recruiting kind of ranking stuff. Korey, how are you?
Fine to you.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Korey Foreman 54. Thanks for doing this. It's kind of a Korey Centennial little party here. We wanted to kind of talk to all you guys because there's it's weird stuff going on with the coronavirus. No, obviously, relation to your school, but we wanted to have you guys on and kind of talk about some different things that were going on in recruiting and with USC and all that stuff. And Dennis, I kind of wanted to start with you. You're a coach over there at Korey Centennial. You've coached Drake throughout his high school and youth football career.
Yep.
Why did you decide to take it upon yourself to start working with other players besides your son in your own time?
I guess a lot of people seen what I did with Drake, and they wanted the same outcome. And then, we were close friends with a couple of families too, so I just started training their kids too.
What's it been like training, from your son and then also some of the other players that you trained with?
It's great. I mean, it feels good as a coach because, I felt like I play a part in the roles of their life. Not just football, but their life.
Do you feel it's harder or easier to coach your son versus maybe some of the other players?
I think it's harder because he don't like to listen to me.
Wait, it's harder. It's harder to coach Drake, or it's harder to coach other players?
It's harder to coach Drake. It's
Yeah.
easier to coach players.
So they'll listen to you more than Drake will.
Yeah, I feel like I'm being a butthole when I'm harder on him. But when other kids they listen because I'm not their dad.
Yeah. Do you believe, Drake? Do you buy that, or do you feel you listen to your dad?
I'm not for sure listen to him, but I can be hard headed at times. But it's just father and son love during his workout. It's not really something that gets in the way. It's just the father and son thing.
Dennis, for Drake, do you feel like when did you feel like you knew that Drake had the ability to be a Division I athlete?
I said the first time I really felt that he can be a D1 athlete, I seen him in his sophomore year. He sacked the quarterback from Bosco, Real Mitchell. And at the time, he was one of the fastest quarterbacks in the nation at the time. And I knew at the time that's when the light switch came on. I figured he can be a D1 athlete.
And then for Korey, how long have you worked with Korey, Dennis?
I've been working with Korey since 8th grade. I also work with his older brother, Calif Foreman. So he's the same age as Drake. So it's pretty much like he came in and he had to be there too. So get to work. I'm also training his younger brother too at this time too. So
Korey, how's Dennis helped you through your training?
He definitely gets me through I'll just say, just looking at, like, taking all the, sometimes me talking to him helps me take away all the football aspects of everything. And it's just focusing on just me and training, like just training. Like whenever I'm at or Coach Dennis's workout, I know we'll have some fun. We'll talk crap here and there, but I know at the end of the day, I'm having fun and I'm working out and I'm gaining something throughout the day. And once again, I'm with my guys. But Coach Dennis, as an overall coach, I mean, I love him to death. To me, he's like a father figure. When my dad's not there, I feel like I can look to him and talk to him about whatever. And yeah, and I love his family. I'm close with Drake. I'm close with and just everybody on his side. And I love Coach Dennis so dearly. And yeah, he's my guy.
Dennis, when did you know that Korey was going to be D1 talent?
It's funny because he used to always train as a receiver, and I always told him, "Dude, you're gonna be a D lineman." He goes, "No, coach, I'm a receiver." Dude, listen what I'm telling you. You're gonna be a D lineman. And then, I mean, from there on, I mean, he always had like a quick get off, and I knew he would be. And also, like, he was like Drake's little brother, so anything Drake, he was or try to do better. You know what I'm saying? So I knew that like he had hunger. You know what I'm saying? That's how I knew from there that he'd be really good.
Drake, for you, can you maybe take us through your weekly routine right now that you're trying to stay prepared for the season? Obviously, it's a crazy time. What have you been doing during this quarantine trying to get ready?
So during this quarantine, I feel like I've been hitting it pretty tough. I'm still lifting 5 days a week, running 3 days out of those weeks. I mean, and then on Sunday we're doing D line work. I feel like I'm coming in more prepared than ever. I got a whole lot of new stuff that I got to show.
So what has it been like? I mean, how different is this? You were in the early enrollee last year in spring. No spring practice this year besides one. How different is last spring and this spring then?
It's so different. I've never done school online, so it's a learning experience for me for this first little semester. And I mean, for practice, that just happened. It was just bad cause like I don't know what happened. Quarantine took everything away. I mean, I've watched that one day of practice over 50 times just trying to.
Really?
Yes, I already know what's gonna happen before it's gonna happen on that.
That's like watching the same show like over and over again. You got to know the way it's going to go. What's been the most challenging thing for you for this? Trying to get ready right now.
I would definitely say school because it's so much more things that you could do, and you just have to stay focused on your schooling. I would say school for sure. That's the big thing that it's hard to focus on during this quarantine.
I talked to Aaron Osmus before, kind of early on in the quarantine. He was explaining what they were going to have to do. What is your setup like there? Because some players don't really have any kind of workout equipment, and others have like an entire gym. What's been yours is like, and then have they tailored like a workout routine for you or a strength training? They don't like to say workout. Strength training routine for you for what you have.
Well, right now they sent personal plans to everyone, but I have almost like a full gym in my I would call it my workout room or whatever. So I pretty much have a full gym, and I got him. He's like he's the best trainer that I can get. At least I know. I
Smart.
know with him, I'm gonna be 100% ready coming back because I've been doing it with him. Like he's been my trainer since I can remember.
Have there been any positives being away from the football program right now? Maybe focus more on academics or more time with your family or hobbies or anything like that? Is there any positives?
The positives is definitely coming back to see my family. They get to see me all the time. So, and my babies, it's my little brother and my little sister. They're growing up pretty fast. I definitely want to be on that journey with them when they grow up.
Korey, for you trained with Drake, Gary Bryant, several other Division I athletes. How much of an advantage is it for you when a lot of the kids in high school are just trying to maintain this normal high school routine?
I would definitely say it's a big advantage because I can get up whenever and go and or text Coach Dennis and hey, let's work out today. Or I'm pretty sure he already has something going on for that day. But the advantage, I would say, it would just be me being around prestigious athletes like Gary or like Drake or, for instance, also like Chase, and just go getters like me being in lines with them, seeing, oh, we had speed train today with the coach Dennis. Oh, uh, Drake is here, Gary's here. I know they're going to work hard, so it's going to push me to work hard. And I know if I work hard, it's going to push the next person to work hard. And if that next person works hard, it's going to go on and on and on. Therefore, everybody's getting it done in that day. And I just feel like me, Drake, and everybody else who works out with Coach Dennis has the biggest advantage over a lot of people because we're getting it done 24/7 when other people are trying to maintain and do prison workouts at the house.
We were at the opening finals. Well, I was, and you were last summer, and you actually won the MVP as an underclassman. Has working out with older players for a while, did that help you kind of be able to achieve something like that, where you get an MVP as an underclassman there at the opening finals?
Yes, definitely. Because well, for instance, at my school now, I do a lot of training. We do a lot of training as a team, receivers, and just let alone just the skill positions as much as possible. Because I know, like I said with Gary and Drake, they're going to work hard, and receivers and skill positions tend to have the best stamina and the best endurance. So I try and be around them as much as possible so I can learn and just grow stamina and endurance wise as fast as possible because I know it's going to make me better. But me working out with older people my whole life has definitely pushed me to become greater. I mean, I can't be the only one thinking that this year isn't going to be unfair for me to go and play another year of high school football. So, I mean, that alone, I mean, it separates itself.
Yeah, I mean, being away from it is, it's something everyone's trying to get used to with no sports. The quarantine, you've been away from school. Has that changed your opinions on the recruiting process? I know you're focused on trying to get a senior season in, but has this quarantine kind of impacted how you're picking a school?
No, because the quarantine, this whole thing it was never planned. I mean, I guess, I hope not, unless the Simpsons did something again. But it was definitely, it hasn't really played a toll or anything on my recruitment. I've just been thinking a lot, and me and my family have come together and we bonded ideas and just other things like that. And so we're trying to get across. Basically, we just want to pass this coronavirus as much as everybody else does so I can get up and visit schools because, I mean, sooner or later, I'm going to have to pick a school at the end of the day. And a lot of it comes down to trusting. So it's going to be depending on who I trust the most.
You did an interview recently. I think Chris Trevino and Greg Biggins were there. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, your top five was Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Oregon, and USC. If that's right, how did you arrive at that top five?
No, well, there's some of those are in the top five, but I did not put one out there yet because, of course, I want Clemson to be in there as well because I still believe that I can still sign with Clemson as much as I can sign with anywhere else. But Clemson did offer 2 defensive ends, so if one of those 2 defensive ends commit before I put out my top 5, then Clemson won't. They're not going to be able to be in my top 5. So that's the only reason why I haven't published a top 5 yet. Because I want to see how these 2 play it out.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But like I was saying, those schools are in the top 5, but I don't want to put that out there yet because I mean I like shocking the world. I like doing things on the low key and then popping out. So we'll see how that goes.
So you have some favorite schools. We won't give a number to them, but what do those schools at the top of your list kind of all have in common?
Successful programs. They're known for putting people in the NFL, and it's a family base, and the fan base is amazing. You want to be there when football season's not in, and you want to be there when football season's in. So campuses are amazing, and yeah.
We obviously are a USC program. What is there something specific about USC that you like?
I like how Coach Clay Helton isn't scared to pull the trigger on some coaches and some coaches not. Like he's willing to rebuild a whole organization. I find that very bold, and I hope I can. I hope there is a football season this year so I can see how everything plays out because this season really does determine a whole lot on where I end up going. Because, for instance, for Clemson, I want to see how they use Brian Breezy and a whole other athletes that are going there. Along with USC, I want to see how they use Drake because Drake is, to me, is a hybrid. So I don't see him only playing defensive end. So I can see him at the linebacker position as well. So I want to see how they put him at linebacker and just other positions, and just along with other schools as well. It's not just Clemson, USC.
You're a smart guy. You know the recruiting process well. I've kind of debated with this. Do you think more prospects are going to sign early? Like I think 85% of guys are signing in December instead of February. With this quarantine, do you think that might shift? Do you still think more guys will sign early?
To be honest, I don't even think I have an input on that because there's some people are signing every other day. I mean, that's what it seems like. So who knows? Who knows?
Hey Drake, so you're still getting to get to know the USC defensive staff. Tell me a little bit about like Vic Soto, the defensive line coach, and Todd Orlando, your new defensive coordinator.
One thing I can say about them all is that they're fired up, and I can't wait to get on the field with them and show them what I can do, and I can't wait for them to show them, or for them to show us what they can do. Because I already know Todd Orlando, he got some stuff drawn up for us, and I can't wait for the world to know, or the world to see at least.
So Korey talked about your position a little bit. You might be playing some outside linebacker. We're not sure what this defensive front's going to look like. What did the staff kind of tell you about where you were going to play? Maybe, that like an outside linebacker or a 5 technique defensive end. Do they want you to lose weight or gain weight or, get faster or anything? Like what have they kind of told you about where they see you?
So during the season, I kind of dropped weight as like everyone should, like not eating enough or whatever. So when I dropped weight, they moved me down to the offensive linebacker position, outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker,
yeah. So once they moved me there, it was just they're pretty much DNs as well. So I mean, it doesn't matter where I go on either side, I'm still going to be playing in. But they're going to have me doing a lot more with my, I would say, new body type. New body type. So I can't give too much right now, but just know it's something dangerous coming for our defense.
Is any concerns over giving up some of that size, maybe some strength with the weight loss?
No concerns. I was still moving the weight in the weight room just as well when I was different weights, so it doesn't really matter to me. I know I'm moving a lot. I'm moving a lot better right now, so I like that. But I am still gaining more weight so I can, put the weight on and be able to withstand the O-lineman as well.
You had some really cool flipping videos out there. Are you working on a new one? I think your dad said he likes to go to the trampoline park and try different stuff. But what are you doing there?
So backflips, I don't know. One day I was just like, I want to do a backflip. And I just went outside and just started trying them. I mean, if you want to do something, you gotta learn it. So that was one thing that I always wanted to do. And as soon as I learned it, I just can't stop doing them now. I feel like I'm gonna do them until I can't no more.
Crazy thing is, he always shocks me in doing stuff. Like when he was a baby, he was in the swimming pool one day, and he just started going in the bottom of the pool, and he just started going back and forth, and he taught himself how to swim and taught himself how to flip. And so I was like, he just does stuff and just shocked me, and I never know like where it comes from. And people be like, "Man, you taught him how to flip." I'm like, "No, I don't know where that came from."
So you did. That's not something you taught him, Dennis.
No, not at all.
Korey, I think we lost you there for a second. We got you back. We were talking about positions. You're rated as a 5-star defensive end, but you played some stand-up linebacker for Centennial. I think you played some middle linebacker. All the colleges are running these hybrid defenses. What position do you see yourself playing in college?
I can see myself as an outside linebacker, or depending on how. Well, of course, every college you go into college a certain, and then they make you seem or make you look a different way after a certain amount of time. Like for instance, for Drake went into college and he ended up gaining an extra 20 pounds of muscle, and he looks every bit of it. So basically, it just depends on how I'm fed at the university I tend to be at, how I'm treated, and just how I fit in as athletes. Depending on how the weight room goes in there, how successful I am out of that. They'll have to build me in the position they want me to be if I'm not already there. Like, let's say I go in tomorrow and I'm a defensive end and I'm not meeting the weight limit for their defensive end and I'm meeting their weight limit for outside linebacker, then I'll be playing outside linebacker. Whatever fits the team and whatever I can help the team win championships, that's what I'll do.
Is USC said anything specific about where they'd like you to play, or kind of give you a vision of where they wanted you?
Of course, as a pass rush and a pass rush leads an outside linebacker defense, they want me in the forefront as much as possible. They want me on the outside, 6'6" and a 7. Basically just outside, no interior. As of right now, it sounds like they'd be using my body to the full experience.
Who are you talking to the most from the USC side? What are they kind of saying to you to kind of keep your attention? Because obviously there's a lot of attention on you right now after the decommitment from Clemson.
Well, right now, I talk to is Coach Vic, Coach Orlando, and Coach Dante. Coach Dante's always been there for me. Even that was when he was up at Oregon. Coach Vic, I just started building a relationship with, which is actually going pretty well. Coach Orlando, the same thing. They don't really, it's not too much of recruiting when I'm on the phone with them. It's more of, how have you been? How's the family? Which is what I tend to look forward to into more when I'm on the phone with other coaches, because it's not always be fun. It's going to be life. Like, there's life after football, and I truly believe in that. And when I'm on the phone with USC, actually 90% of the time, not about recruiting me. It's about how they can develop me as a person, as a man, and as a future husband, and just set me for life. So that's why I still answer the phone now. That's why I'm still answering text messages as much as I can. And that's why I'm so vocal to them.
Dennis, you've seen a lot of great athletes come through Corona Centennial. What makes Korey so special?
Man, his drive, his tenacity, his eagerness to learn. I could just say, like, for instance, the night before he went to the opening, we stayed after the gym, after our workout. He stayed after maybe an hour. We did a hand work and we did a lot of stuff, and it was cool because when he got to the opening, I seen exactly the stuff that we did in training that night, and it helped him win the MVP. And make it ecstatic that I could play a part in his life.
People want to make comparisons between Drake and Korey, both big-time defensive ends out of Centennial. What ways do you think they're similar and maybe a little different on the field?
I think they're similar in certain ways because, like you said, they can both play many positions on the D line. So I mean, I think they're pretty much. I was watching you guys show the other day, and one of the guys asked that question, and I just sat there and smiled because I'm like, man, I coach both of these guys, so I'm happy for both of them.
Seeing Drake make that transition
from they had last.
Oh, go ahead, Korey. What?
My bad. But on the last episode, they were asking questions like, is Korey better than Drake? But go ahead.
Who's better? Well, Korey, who's better? Like who was asking those questions? I don't know. We were. There was no. I think there was a question about who was better in high school. And so, yes, that was the question. Who was better in high school? And Korey was more. He had more decorated in high school. You were the 5-star #1 player in the country guy. But Who do you? Well, I mean, all you guys. Who was better? Who's the better high school player, Korey or Drake? What do you guys think?
High school for his senior year
Drake.
only.
For his senior year only.
Hey, Drake. I'm gonna have to give this one to Drake, because if Drake wasn't double teamed as much as he was my sophomore year, I wouldn't have been able to been ISO'd and do all that other stuff. So Drake had to have been somewhat better than me at one point. But because he forced a double team and a triple team, which left me open, and no one really cared about the baby giraffe at the time, and that's just how it was. And but yeah, Drake helped me out on a whole bunch of isolations in games, along with just being a problem and wreaking havoc in as many games as possible. That year did have a little bit more than me, but I guess society can determine who is better than who.
Korey, I remember talking to you. What was it? It was like an offensive defensive lineman camp. So it was sort of like the 7-on-7 thing, but for just linemen. And I interviewed you there, and you talked about how different it was when you were playing the year after Drake left, because I think it was the same thing where you were getting a lot more attention. Was it a lot more difficult to play without Drake there across from you?
Was it? Oh my goodness. I've never been triple teamed I don't think I've ever been triple teamed 3 plays in a row in my life.
He knows.
I was triple teamed 3 plays in a row. That's how I knew. Like in my mind and visually, I knew Drake wasn't there to help, but that's how I knew 115% that he wasn't there. Yeah. That's exactly how. I'm on the broadcast.
Dennis, you saw Drake make that transition from a high school All-American to freshman All-American in college. What do you think Korey's going to have to focus on to have kind of similar success?
Like I told you, I've always told him it's just staying in the gym. Even when he committed to Clemson, I was like, "Hey, it's gonna get real in college, and it's gonna take being in the gym, and it's gonna take being on that field and getting into we call it the lab. We get into the lab and making sure they're defined every area."
Korey, we got one last one for you. We'll let you guys go. We appreciate your time. I know there's weird times. We're doing these quarantine things. You do the Zoom calls all the time. There was the last interview you did. You talked about there was like a 99% chance you would play in college with the Louisiana defensive tackle Mason Smith. But you said there was like a 1% chance that he would leave home and play at a place like USC. Does that mean there's only like a 1% chance you're going to play at USC? Like the numbers, I don't know. What do you make of the numbers you were talking about? Or did we get that wrong?
No, I said that, but the 1% chance is I don't know him, because he's coming out here over summer, and I'm trying to show him a good time so USC can be in his top 5. I plan on taking in as many official visits as I can with him, but I told him that it's beautiful out here, it's nice, and there's nothing really wrong with California, and I'm gonna do the best I can to get the opportunity for me to play college football with Mason. And in my head, I think, how would it be if it was me, Mason, and Drake on the USC defensive line, or if it was just me and Mason? But I don't know. If it was me, Drake, and Mason, wow.
Strange. That would be
wow.
What was the connection there? How'd you make that connection with him?
But with Mace?
Yeah.
I met him at the opening. So when me and him first went to the opening, no one really, like day one, no one really liked us because we were young, and no one really like respected us as much. And so until we had to do one-on-ones and a whole bunch of other skill positioning stuff, no one, like I said, no one really respected us. We were, get in the back of the line, you're a young bull. And me and Mace, we looked at each other and we caught each other on the same thing. And ever since then, we just built that rapport, because we clearly ever since the opening, like I said, we were not not bullied. I don't think I was ever bullied in my life. It wasn't a bullying thing. It was just more of a get away. You're a youngin, and so we ended up building that rapport, and I ended up trying to switch roommates with Mace, and then ever since then, we built that connection. And up until the last day, it was like we were like talking the whole day, and then we left. Mace looked like he was about to cry. My goodness. Then he went back home, and yeah, I talked to him on a daily basis. We ended up. Actually, I have a paper somewhere. And on the paper it says Mason and Korey, and it was on my. I'm gonna put it on my wall, and it's all the schools that are in our top 10 that look forward to having me and him play early and just go up there and try or put us in the best position to perform at the top level. And so me and him have made a chart, and we've been just narrowing schools down one by one. And but yeah, the connection has been amazing. I don't really replace nobody. There's only one QB killer pack, and that's me and Drake. So he can't be replaced. But as of right now, I'm trying to build a relationship with Mace as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, one last one for you, Drake. You're going to be playing. You're hopefully going to play college football again this season. Do you have thoughts on if you had to play in an empty Coliseum, like what that would be like? Have you thought about that at all?
I've definitely thought about it, and right about now, I do not care. I just want to play football.
Yeah.
I just want to get out on the field and be able to hit somebody again. I just feel like the game was taken too quick. Like it could be taken too fast like that.
Yeah. Korey, would you think that'd be weird? Like high school is probably more common. Like there might be no fans in the stand in high school even more.
Man, if they cancel the football season, I'm trying to graduate early. So I mean, I guess I'll just be a college athlete.
Yeah, I mean that could happen though. There could be some guys like a JT Jams, what he did. You could graduate a year early and try to go to college. Yeah. This is crazy, but well, we appreciate you guys taking some time. Dennis Jackson, Drake Jackson, Korey Foreman, studs. All you guys are studs. So we appreciate you coming on and doing this little kind of tunnel vision with us. So we appreciate it, and you guys all stay safe out there.
Yes, sir.
Right, man.
You too.
Thank you. We appreciate it, Ron.
Stay quarantine clean, my guy.
Thank you.